All right, hey boys and girls, we're back with another video about the vowels. You know that in English we have 26 letters of the alphabet, but 44 sounds. And we have 5 different vowels, however we have at least 2 sounds for each one. Now in English, when children study phonics, when they learn how to read and how to pronounce the words that are written, we differentiate between long sounds and short sounds. Now, long sounds are the sounds of the alphabet. A, E, I, O, U. But the short sounds are different. We have A, E, O, and A. So, how do you, as an English student, learn to differentiate those sounds? Well, there's some patterns. And that's what I want to explain to you in this video. We have 7 guidelines to help you learn how to pronounce these words, when to use the long and when to use the short vowel sounds. Let's look at some example words here. We have A, long vowel sound. At, short vowel sound. 8, long vowel sound. She, a long vowel sound. Shed, a short vowel sound, and sheet, a long vowel sound. So how do you, as an English student, when you read a word, know how to pronounce it? Well, that's what we're going to cover in this series of lessons about the vowels. So, I hope you enjoy it. I'm going to share with you, like I said, 7 guidelines for pronouncing words. Remember, these aren't hard, fast rules. There are always exceptions. But it's easier to learn the rules and then learn the exceptions as they come up. Okay, so please, if you see exceptions, don't come screaming at me with a baseball bat, because then I won't be able to make more awesome videos for you, all right? Then I'm going to share with you 3 tips on how to pronounce the vowels better in English, tips for English students like you. After that, we have a pronunciation practice, and then we have an exercise, and finally, a game for you. I think this is going to be fun. I hope you enjoy it. So let's go ahead and dig in. 7 simple guidelines for pronouncing vowel sounds. Let's look at guidelines for one-letter words. Guideline number 1. One-letter words are pronounced as long vowels, just like the letter of the alphabet. A, I, U is a common internet abbreviation. Let's go back, and this time you repeat with me. A, I, U. Good. Let's move on to guidelines for 2-letter words. Guideline number 2. If a vowel is the final letter in a short word, it's pronounced as a long vowel, as in a consonant and a vowel when you have 2 letters. B, he, go, low, high, we. Good. Let's go back, and this time you repeat along with me. B, he, go, low, pie, we. Moving on. Guideline number 3. If a vowel comes at the beginning of the word, it's probably pronounced as a short vowel. So when you have a 2-letter word with a vowel and a consonant, as in at, ab, egg. You'll notice that has 3 letters, but that's because I couldn't think of any 2-letter words that started with a short E. I drew it in here just to give you an example of the sound. It, of, up, us. Good. Let's go back, and this time you repeat along with me. At, ab, ab, egg, it, of, up, us. Okay, let's move on to guidelines for 3-letter words. Guideline number 4. A vowel followed by a single consonant at the end of the word is pronounced as a short vowel. So 3-letter word with a consonant, a vowel, and a consonant is usually pronounced as a short vowel. That. You can see we already saw the word at, and now we simply added on a new letter at the beginning. Cab, pit, cup, bus, bed. Now you see we saw those words with a long E sound, but we added on a letter at the end. So B became bed. Hem, got, wet. Excellent. Now let's go back and you repeat along with me. Bat, cab, pit, cup, bus, bed, hem, got, wet. Great. Let's look at guideline number 5. If the word ends with a vowel, it's probably pronounced as a long vowel. So we have 3-letter words, vowel, consonant, vowel, or consonant, consonant, vowel, and they probably have the long vowel sound. Let's look at some examples. Ego, ago, she, ate, used, oh. And just observe that these final 3 words, the E is silent, not pronounced. But we'll talk about that more in the following guideline. Okay? So let's go back and repeat these words again with me. Ego, ago, she, ate, use, oh. Excellent. Let's move on to guidelines for 4-letter words. Guideline number 6. And we're talking about the magic E. Did you notice in those last few examples the E was not pronounced? Here's the guideline. If an E appears at the end of a word, it is silent. This is when the preceding vowel is separated by 1 or more consonants. So the vowel that appears before it will be pronounced as a long vowel. So when you have a consonant, a vowel, and a consonant, and then the E at the end, the final E is silent. Let's look at some examples. Gate. You notice it's not pronounced gate, and it's not pronounced gate with the E sound. The E is totally silent. Gate. Rate. Mine. Pine. Bone. Note. Cute. Room. Excellent. Now, let's go back, and this time, you repeat them along with me. Remember to keep the E silent. Gate. Gate. Rate. Rate. Mine. Mine. Pine. Pine. Bone. Bone. Note. Note. Cute. Cute. Room. Room. Excellent. Let's move on to guideline number 7. So, a vowel followed by 2 consonants at the end of a word is pronounced as a short vowel. This is when we have a consonant, vowel, and then 2 consonants at the end. So we have back, lass, mess, pick, kiss, rock, luck, much. Good. Let's go back and pronounce these words again. We repeat them along with me. Back, back, lass, lass, mess, mess, pick, pick, kiss, kiss, rock, rock, luck, luck, much, much. Excellent. Very good. Now, you will notice that there are a few exceptions in words like face. Okay? We have the word bass, which is a fish, but we also have the word bass, which is the musical instrument. And there's an exception when we have words like golds, where the O is followed by the L sound. So it's stretched out there, gold. Okay? So you will notice a few exceptions when you get here, but there are many, so you should be okay if you follow general guidelines most of the time, and then just learn the exceptions as you go. Now, I do have one more bonus guideline for you that I do want to share with you. This is very important, especially when you get into longer words with 5 letters or more. So, and that is that if 2 vowels appear next to each other in one syllable, the second vowel is usually silent. So, the first vowel is pronounced as a long vowel, and the second one is silent. This is when you have a consonant, vowel, vowel, and a consonant. So double up on 2 vowels in the same syllable. In words like may, may. Notice we pronounce the A as the long A, may, and we don't pronounce the I. We don't say mayin, and we don't say mayin. May. Okay? Continuing on. May, rain, leaf, feed, boat, load, true, blue. Now, go back and repeat them with me. Main, main, rain, rain, leaf, leaf, feed, feed, boat, boat, load, load, true, true, blue, blue. Okay, so it's important to point out here that you have to be careful with this rule because when you start mixing vowels, they can produce other sounds, like A is a neighbor, so the E and the I doesn't have a long E sound, it has a long A sound. Or the OU as in bow, or though, or enough. So you can see that when you mix vowels, it can create new sounds. So that's just important to point out here so you don't follow this guideline to the letter. You will see a lot more exceptions here, and this is just something you will have to learn as you go. But I do hope that these 7 simple guidelines will help you pronounce words better when you are reading in English or come across words for the first time. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below so we can help you out or create new videos to help you with these sounds. Go ahead, continue watching the other videos, the 3 tips to improve the pronunciation of the vowel sounds, the vowel exercises that we're creating as well, and also the game at the end. So you can go ahead and locate those videos in the description below or go to our website, excelenglish.com. And don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed it, because the videos that get the most likes are the ones that we use to create new videos. And feel free to share this video with your family and friends who want to learn English. We appreciate you helping us spread the word. So have a great day, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye. 3 quick tips to help you pronounce vowel sounds. Now, some of you may be wondering, David, why worry about pronouncing the vowels correctly? There isn't much difference between some of them, and the differences can be very subtle. And that's true. However, sometimes the slightest difference can have a huge change in meaning. Let me give you some examples. Let's say you come to your boss and you say, "Hey boss, I want to give you a message." But instead of saying this, what if you accidentally said this? "Hey boss, I want to give you a massage." Big difference, huh? Between message and massage. Now your boss may or may not like that meaning, but still, you can save yourself the embarrassment of saying something wrong, right? Or what if you're talking to your wife and you want to say, "She gave me keys," but instead you accidentally said, "She gave me kisses." Not a lot of difference between keys and kiss, but your wife would definitely not like hearing the second phrase. So let's go ahead and jump into 3 ways to improve your pronunciation. Tip number 1 is pay attention to the lengths of the vowels that you're saying. The short vowels in English are short and the long vowels are long, and generally English students don't make the short vowels short enough, and students don't make the long vowels long enough. For example, many students that I've heard here in Brazil would tend to pronounce the short vowel sound, like in the word bet, the way they say the name Beth. They would say Betty instead of bet. Or when they would say the long vowel sound In a word like play, they would shorten and say play. So something very subtle, but if you pay attention to the links and the glides in the vowel sounds, it can help you improve your pronunciation. So let's practice with some minimal pairs here. First, let's look at some words with the short vowel sound, as in the word bat. Okay? Now you're going to notice that only one sound changes in each of these words. So here we go. Listen and then pronounce them with me. Bat, bat, bet, bet, bit, bit, bot, bot, but, but. Now the long vowel sounds. Bait, bait, beat, beat, bite, bite, boat, boat, boot, boot. So let's compare them here, long and short vowels. Bat, bait, bet, beat, bit, bite, bot, boat, but, boot. So you'll notice as you do contrasting exercises, you can stretch out the long vowels extra long and shorten vowels as much as you can to make them very abrupt. Remember that this is important in languages like Portuguese, where students usually invert this process. So if you pay attention to the links and begin to say the words with the proper links, it will help you sound more fluent and natural. Okay? Now let's move on to tip number 2, which is pay attention to your tongue and mouth positions. Studies have shown that explicit instruction in how to position your mouth while you're speaking will greatly help you tackle difficult sounds. So there are 3 things that you can do. Number 1, watch videos with specific instruction in how to position your mouth and tongue. Watch people who are pronouncing words in English. You can watch people who are speaking. You can do this live. I've even had students tell me, David, I enjoy being in class watching when you talk because I can see your mouth up close and see how you pronounce the sounds. Or even while you're watching TV. For example, turn the volume down a little bit and pay more attention to people's mouth. That way you can see how they're pronouncing the words for the sounds. And thirdly, you can watch yourself with a mirror. So as you're watching others, seeing how they form those sounds, take a mirror and observe and watch your own mouth. Now you can watch videos. I've compiled a list. There's a series of videos on the BBC channel, YouTube channel, for specific sounds, each of the short and long sounds. And also Rachel's English channel has a series of videos with different sounds that you can focus on. You can get those in the description or download those from the link in the description as well in the PDF that I've prepared for you. Okay, let's look at some important mouth positions. I'm not going to show you them here because you can watch them in the videos, but this is just to point out some of the important mouth positions that you can make. First of all, there's the open mouth position, and words like bought, bought, you can say that, open your mouth, bought, and bought, bought. Then there's a round mouth position where your mouth is round in words like boat, boat, and boot, boot. You feel how your mouth is rounder there? Or you have words where the corners of your mouth are pointed down, almost making a frown, in words like beat, beat, and bat, bat. You notice that all these words have B and T, and the only thing we're changing is one sound. And finally, you have the tongue between your teeth, which is a difficult sound for English students to learn sometimes, in words like threat and breath. Okay, so go through, practice saying those words, notice how you position your mouth and tongue. Go back and watch those videos and the links that I showed you so you can practice saying the vowel sounds more correctly and clearly. Good, let's move on to tip number 3, which is learn to pronounce the schwa sound. Schwa sound is a difficult sound for English students to grasp sometimes. So that's because the schwa sound is mysterious. It's something that you hear but you don't really understand until someone points it out. Oftentimes, there are English students who have studied English for years and never truly grasped the schwa sound and what it is, because it's not something that you can really learn in school. It's not something that's generally taught. Now, what happens is English is an accented language. It's not a syllabic language like Portuguese, where we give the same emphasis to every word. In English, we give emphasis, we accent certain words like nouns and verbs and adjectives and adverbs. And the other words, we just students complain that we swallow the sounds. That's what my students often tell me when they're listening to music. David, I just don't understand because they swallow the sounds. Now, what that means is that the words simply aren't stressed and emphasized. It's a weak sound, and it sounds like okay? So a lot of times, many words, the vowel sound isn't pronounced clearly, and instead you hear an So if you think of the words like yes, where you say or the word no, where you say that's kind of what the schwa sounds like, okay? So the schwa is represented by an upside down E, and it's just a weak sound that occurs in many English words. Now, it's typical in unstressed syllables in words like memory. Okay, we don't say memory. We say memory. You hear how that's a very subtle sound, and the O there isn't stressed. It's more of an than anything. So if you learn to talk like this, you will be well on your way to sounding like a more fluent English speaker. Another word for you to practice. Chocolate. Okay, it's not chocolate. That's not how you pronounce the word. It's chocolate. The O there is just kind of unstressed. It's an chocolate. The. Oftentimes you'll hear the word the in a sentence, but it's not pronounced the like you see it written. You just hear the dog. Okay? It's because the is generally unaccented. Let's take a look at a few more here. To. Oftentimes it's not pronounced to, but it's pronounced to go. All right? When you hear it in a phrase. And is often unaccented. Of is clearly unaccented because you don't say of, you say of, and usually it's almost swallowed up in a phrase. So let's go through and repeat them one more time. Memory, memory, chocolate, chocolate, the, to, an, of. Good. So now let's look at them in some sample sentences where you can listen and repeat along with me. Pick up the knife. Pick up the knife. Okay, we're not saying pick up the knife. We're saying pick up the knife. Go to his house. Go to his house. A story about a girl. A story about a girl. How do you do? How do you do? Do you want to go to lunch? Do you want to go to lunch? The government's infringement on the freedom of speech and religious practice is clearly unacceptable. Okay, notice the words in bold there all have kind of an unstressed sound. The government's infringement on the freedom of speech and religious practice is clearly unacceptable. The government's infringement on the freedom of speech and religious practice is clearly unacceptable. So there you go. You don't hear the vowels pronounced clearly because they're unemphasized. And it doesn't happen just in informal speech, okay? As you can see here, you often see it even in academic English. So the moral of the story is that you don't emphasize the vowel sounds when it's a schwa, or it's a schwa sound when you don't hear it emphasized. So I hope that understanding this concept will help you understand and analyze the sounds of phrases in English. Because if you stress all the syllables equally, everyone will know that you're a beginning English student. So if you want to speak like a native, then it's important to learn how to reduce syllables to schwas, okay? If you learn how to master the schwa sound, you'll be well on your way to improved pronunciation. So there you go. 3 quick tips to help you pronounce the vowel sounds. I really hope you enjoyed this. I hope you found this helpful. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below so we can answer them or create more videos to help you out. I hope you're enjoying this series of videos on the vowel sounds. Hope you already watched the previous one about the 7 guidelines. In the next video coming up, we're going to do a series of exercises to help you with your pronunciation and then play a game. Okay? So I hope to see you there. Remember to like the video if you enjoyed it. That way we'll know and we know which videos you want us to create more of. And please feel free to share the video with your family and friends because it will help us spread the word to other people who want to learn English as well. So have a great day. God bless and bye-bye. Pronunciation practice, short versus long vowels. So now that you've seen the 7 guidelines and learned the 3 tips for pronouncing vowels better, let's go through and practice. I'm going to show you a series of 8 words for each of the long and short vowel sounds for you to compare, listen to, and repeat along with me. Now, if you don't feel like repeating along in the beginning, don't worry. Just listen. Go through the video as many times as you need to feel comfortable to begin practicing and repeating along with me. Okay? So let's go through and look at each of the 5 vowels. First, we're going to look at the letter A, the short versus the long A sound. Cap, cape, cap, cape. Remember to observe and see if they follow those 7 guidelines that we showed you. And also pay attention to the links of the sound like I recommended. Lack, lake, lack, lake. Hat, hate, hat, hate. Plan, plane, plan, plane. Shack, shake, shack, shake. Pant, paint, pant, paint, bran, brain, bran, brain, mad, made, mad, made. Good. Let's move on to the letter E, the short versus the long E sound. Shed, she, shed, she, bed, bead, bed, bead, men, mean, men, mean, net, neat, net, neat, sped, speed, sped, speed, 10, teen, 10, teen, sell, seal, sell, seal, set, seat, set, seat. Very good. Let's move on to the letter I, the short versus the long I sound. Bit, bite, bit, bite, did, died, did, died, lick, like, lick, like, lit, light, lit, light, pin, pine, pin, pine, rip, ripe, rip, ripe, sit, sight, sit, sight, win, wine, win, wine. Very good. Moving on to the letter O, the short versus the long O. Cot, coat, cot, coat, cock, cook, cock, cook, God, good, God, good, lock, look, lock, look, mop, mope, mop, mope, pop, pope, pop, pope, rock, rook, rock, rook, bot, boat, bot, boat. Good. And finally, we move on to the letter U, the short versus long U sound. Cub, cube, cub, cube, cut, cute, cut, cute, luck, Luke, luck, Luke, duck, Duke, duck, Duke, hug, huge, hug, huge, puck, puke, puck, puke, run, rune, run, rune, tub, tube, tub, tube. Okay, so there you have it. Pronunciation practice for the short versus long vowel sounds. Now normally I would go through once for you to listen and then go back a second time for you to practice and pronounce, but the video is already fairly long. So just go back through and listen to it again as many times as you need to feel comfortable with the pronunciation that you hear, as well as your pronunciation when you speak. So in the next section, we actually have an exercise for you to see if you've mastered these vowel sounds, and after that, we have a fun game. So I hope to see you there. And remember, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below so we can answer them or create new videos for you, as well as click like if you enjoyed this video. That way we know which videos you want us to create more of. And please feel free as well to share these videos with your family and friends. We appreciate you helping us to spread the word to other people who want to learn English as well. So God bless you. All have a great day, and bye-bye. Pronunciation practice, short versus long vowels. So now that you've listened to the different sounds of the long and short vowels, let's put them into practice and see if you can pronounce them correctly, following the 7 guidelines that you've learned and the 3 tips and the practice that we just went through. So now I'll show you a word on the screen and give you a few seconds to pronounce it. So you say it first, then listen to me say it to see if you pronounce the word correctly. Okay, so here we go. A. I. B. Go. At. Up. Leg. Pit. Got. Wet. Ego. Eight. Gate. Bone. Cute. Back. pick, pick, rock, rock, much, much, meet, meet, rain, rain, blue, blue, leaf, leaf, wait, wait. Great, so how did you do? Were you able to pronounce all the words correctly? If not, feel free to go back and study the pronunciation of the sounds that gave you trouble in this video and in previous videos. If there's a specific sound you're having trouble with, let me know so I can create another video to help you focus specifically on that pronunciation problem. Okay? So we have one more section with another game to help you practice your pronunciation. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment below so we can get back with you or create another video for you. And also, please feel free to share the video with your family and friends. We appreciate you helping us spread the word to other people who want to learn English as well. So God bless you. Have a great day and bye-bye. Pronunciation game, odd man out. Okay, so now that you've listened to the differences in the long and short vowel sounds and practiced the guidelines and learned the 3 tips, I'm going to show you 2 words that look similar. I'm going to pronounce one of them, and I want you to see if you can guess which one I'm saying. Am I saying the word with the long sound or the word with the short sound? If you get it correctly, you get a point. Okay. So at the end, leave a comment and tell me how many points you got. Here we go. Back. Back. Which word am I saying? Back. Yes, that's it. Back. Did you get it correctly? Next group of words. Goat. 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 There you go, goat. How'd you do? Next set of words. Cute. 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 There you go, cute. How'd you do? Did you get it? Next group of words. Lick. 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 How'd you do? Next set of words. Bed. 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 Did you get it? Next set. Mope. 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 There you go. Mope. Next set. Rune. 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 And the correct answer is rune. Next set of words. Ball. 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 And the answer is ball. How'd you do? Next set. 8. 8. 8. And the correct answer is 8. And finally, last set of words. Boat. 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 And the answer is boat. So, how many points did you get? Out of 10, how many did you get correct? Go ahead, leave a comment, let me know, along with any questions you have from this pronunciation lesson about the long and short vowel sounds. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you did by liking it, so that way I can follow along, track the likes, see which videos you guys are liking, and that way I can create more videos for you like it. Also, please help us spread the word by sharing the video with your family and friends, other people who want to learn English. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you in the next lesson. Hey, did you catch any schwas in that last paragraph there? If so, you're catching on. Great. Oh, wait, I got one more thing for you. Check it out. Here is a tongue twister for you with lots of long and short vowels, okay? I'm not going to read it out for you. I want you to read through it and see if you can pick out which vowels are long and which vowels are short. Once you learn it, try to say it 3 times really fast. Let me know how it goes for you. Anyways, thanks again for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this series. So God bless you. All have a great day, and bye-bye.